you want to go do something, you got time. Yeah, we're good. I'm just starting the stream right now.
I don't know how to dress
I need to charge this thing up for you. What up, Trevor? We got a little AI cover music.
Even though you don't love me, let me see you dance. I love to watch you dance. Lead you down another ball. Get you dancing with the devil. Let's take a stop at this. But I walk within you. I'm all that you can smell, baby. Oh, break down your back, bring your love, baby. I can bring my shame. Bring the jokes, baby. I can bring my pain. I got my heart right here. I got my scars right here. Bring the drugs, baby. I can bring the train. Bring your body, baby. I can bring your fame. No, that's my word too. So let me love you. It's all I'll give you all, God. Give me all for this. Honey, confidence in my myself. Some love I'll give you all of me. Give me all for this. Honey, confidence in my myself. Oh yeah. So someone can fall me. Even though you don't love me. Whoa, 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 so tell me you love me. Whoa, whoa,
You may get a little excited when you shop at Burlington.
Or that's The Weeknd.
It's gonna be The Weeknd singing Michael. Okay, I need it.
He did Billie Jean.
Wow.
Let me see.
Do you still have that YouTube video you jumping over the hood of the car? You say you just.
Oh, I got a few different YouTube channels. That's probably Don BG42. That's my old one.
I know. That's why I was like, if you still have the video up.
It's not on Donovan B. Donnell, but yes.
You can find anything online, brother. Anything online. That's what's like, nah, you can't. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I will find it.
Is that Drake?
That's Kanye.
That's Kanye.
It's cold-blooded that you could just take someone's. And you know what's crazy? You only need 10 seconds of
Someone's voice.
actual voice. Yeah.
Which is why I refuse to do the voice authorizations for my accounts. Like, no.
Well, you know they have now. People call you, and you'd be like, "Hello,
Yeah.
hello," and they just record that, and then
That's
you
all
know.
they need.
When you look at the Black Mirror episode, it's written. They have it on the episode. They have it written in Netflix. When you sign up for the app, somewhere in there you're signing over the rights to your
Likeness?
Your likeness. Yeah, so they can use it in the movie because you signed it up. You didn't read the whole thing.
Right.
In Netflix?
No, it's on Black Mirror, the episode where they talk about the future of what's happening with technology in the world.
Oh, okay. That they're going to do that. Not
Well,
that
no,
they have
they've already done it.
What they already done?
You know,
No, that you signed over your likeness?
yeah, when probably like 5 months ago, they released that app where you can make yourself a digital character. Where everybody can make this like an anime character, and everybody they had like 300 million downloads. Everybody downloaded it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
When you downloaded that app, it says very clearly in the print that you've given the rights up to your likeness and image.
Yeah, no.
So any image that you uploaded, they now own it.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
So yeah, they've already done that part.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That already happened to me before. I was at a club doing my thing, and my booty was shaking in front of my father, which he loves to tell people.
Somebody had an AI thing of your booty shaking.
Did you say wow? Did you give me the because I said my booty was shaking?
Your name used to be Tank. Nobody knows about that.
Oh no. But Danny did ask me last week, is that the one where you were twerking? I was like, well, I'm always twerking, but no, I wasn't twerking at that event. But
this is all live, huh?
Yeah, this is on my IG live. Shout out to the lives.
You said you always twerking. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yes.
I wonder who invented that dance.
Cash Money Records.
You dropped the
That's
N.
a good point.
You dropped the N.
No.
Wait a minute.
On the end of his name.
Oh yeah.
I take that back. Uncle Luke.
Yeah,
yep.
I was gonna say Luke.
Yeah, Uncle Luke, boy. That's the most embarrassing music to come on when your aunties are around.
Cause they all gonna shake it.
Yeah, because they can't stop not dancing.
No.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It's programmed in them.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a genetic code.
Yeah, something about that sound.
I wanna walk.
See, look, she already moving. Look.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. We all had drill teams to that. We all had. Oh yeah, no. That's pretty much where that started.
I'm gonna count you in.
All right. Okay, I did send you the note. So that's basically what we're doing.
Okay. Let me have a look, see.
Yeah. I went to get the Are You Ready part from your reel the other while ago. I don't know how long ago it was.
Are you ready?
Yeah, but like, are you ready for your blessings if your blessings showed up?
Oh, yeah.
So that's basically the context of planning the next 6 months.
Oh,
of the year.
Are you ready to be a dream come true to your dream come true?
Exactly.
Nice. All right. Yeah. That's one of my favorite quotes, man.
Yeah.
True heartbreak.
Yeah.
When what you desire desires you, but you're not prepared to give what you desire what it deserves.
All right, he made it. You never responded.
What up, man?
I told Nick, that's my brother Donovan. I said, look, he didn't respond the last 2 times I asked him.
what's so funny?
I know he's busy and he's trying to figure out if he's going to make it or not, but I saw you got the fresh cut. So I was like, the one thing I love about being able to follow my friends that post what they doing is I know how ready they are. Wow. So I'm like, it doesn't sound like he's doing any events right now. Yeah. Yeah, you're in good company. You are here for sound check. I am so proud right now. Lamor, that's my big brother Donovan. Lamor, he is just like us. Yes.
God bless you.
Yes. He is just like us.
Wow.
Except for he went on the money side. He still does fitness, but he's more on the money
more
side.
on the finance.
You do a lot more relationship stuff. So I do all the things. So we're just gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about people getting ready for the next.
Let me get some water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure.
You rode in on your bike?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the dress code. Everybody got the black tees.
Right? Everybody got the black tees on.
You didn't plan that?
No. Did I tell you what to wear?
You didn't.
God did. Right. Look, he got the jeans on.
God did.
You got the jeans on. Yeah.
You got your knees out.
Yeah.
The
You got the knees out. You guys got the pants that coordinate. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to get a full length picture of all 3 of us. That's gonna be great. You want anything? You want water or anything?
You know what? I'll take. I'm about to down this. Almost done. A little pick me up. Been up early today.
I saw you. I said, wow. When you said you're on your way, I said, look at God.
I know, because I seen your message and I meant to reply in my head.
Right.
But then, you know, you get sidetracked,
Yeah.
you forget.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit. And then I remembered. I was like, okay, let me hit you.
That's why I hit you like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, and yesterday. And yesterday. Look at God. I love it. And we are right on time. Look at God.
Today. It's all flowing.
Yes. When God got a plan for you, you can't do nothing to mess that thing up. You really can't.
You got scratch paper over here?
You need scratch paper?
Yeah, I just like to take notes because when it's my turn to talk, I don't want to forget what I had to say.
Oh, I understand.
Oh, it's summertime in this bitch for sure.
You feel it finally?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, here it is.
There should be paper on the table.
Nope. All right, I'm good.
Shit, I should have brought my books.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
You
sure
gotta
it's
stay
over.
ready.
Yeah.
You gotta stay ready.
Both at the house.
You gotta stay ready. I need to have both of them. You know what I mean?
Some copies.
Yeah. Bring me some copies.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
What's your books on?
Credit and fitness. Yeah. I have two.
Oh, yeah.
One is called Train Like a Lion. And the other one is called Hidden Secrets, what the credit bureaus don't want you to know.
Yeah, I need the link. Getting
Okay,
out today. That's
okay.
actually what I'm working on.
All right.
Yeah. That's why I say he is just like us.
Easy work. All right.
Yeah. I wanted both of you on the show, and both of you guys were kind of, I don't know, all week, and I was like, God, you just go ahead and do it, because I know you can make a way.
I'm trying to pimp us out. No comment.
I like to have male voices in the room besides Nick, because no one can see Nick.
Yeah.
I am the eye candy for the men. Y'all are the eye candy for the women. And the voice so men can hear other men talk about stuff.
Ready?
Fair?
Ready?
Yeah.
There.
Count you in. And we're going 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to the Got Harmony Show with your host, Harmony, the professional dream catcher.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. And I have so many people that I just could not wait to share with you guys. To my left is my god brother, my big brother. He is bigger than me, and
Big God, brother.
big god brother. God does things big. You know what I mean? Donovan, Donnell. Go ahead and tell the people who you are.
I just wanted to get a cool nickname like you. For the rest of the show, I just want to be known as Donnell Bueno.
Donnell Bueno.
Donnell Bueno.
Okay,
There we
Donnell
go,
Bueno.
guys.
Donnell Bueno.
Donnell Bueno,
He's,
my man.
I was gonna say he's had a million cool nicknames,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want me to put out some of them.
Wow. Yeah, we just started the show.
I know. You know, I started hot.
Let me write down. I'm going to be petty in about 5 minutes.
Petty whoop. Hey, if my nicknames start coming out, so do yours.
Let's truce. All right.
All right, we're
Yeah.
starting off good. That's what happens when you have siblings. And to the right of me,
You got Lamor Compton in the building.
Compton, Big
Compton.
L,
It's my real last name, by the way.
Big L.
Yeah. Big L. I know that's where I'm on
IG.
Instagram, huh? Yeah. Big L. I be forgetting. I changed my name so much. I got so many nicknames.
Who you running from?
Huh? Who am I running from?
That's why he's the guy to go get your credit worked on. He knows how to help you out with some names.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, that's one of the secrets in the book. I gotta get this. Change your name every 4 months.
Change your name. Get a new credit profile.
There it is. It's not illegal no more.
No more.
Don't worry, you have AI write your background.
Yeah, you're right. Man, AI is doing isn't
Ooh,
it? It's cool, but it's kind of scary at the same
Yes.
You gotta
time.
learn how to use
is.
it. I was talking. I'm gonna get me an AI lawyer.
AI.
Okay.
There you go. Never gonna
There you
lose a
go.
case.
Never.
I think
Is
they
it-
may have something
Hold
like
on.
that already.
what's
And
the-
to front of us.
Shalom to the people. What's the Asian artist name he used to paint for Facebook? Made billions of dollars.
Who?
He's an Asian guy. He used to paint for Facebook. He painted the mural inside of Facebook.
I don't know
So he
people.
painted it, and he got stock in exchange for his artwork. He's
Smart,
a
smart.
billionaire now, of course, right?
Smart.
But he was saying the same thing. So he was saying that he had to pay his lawyer $600 every time he called him. So he wrote down a list of questions to ask his lawyer, asked AI.
Yep.
And the AI gave him the same answers his lawyer gave me, fired his lawyer.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah,
So it's
I
possible.
can't see why not.
AI is crazy. I've used it to write scripts, all type of stuff. Like,
Already?
Yeah, already.
Using the
Chat GPT, man, it's
I probably
crazy.
got like 10 scripts done.
Yeah, bro.
Using ChatGPT.
Yeah, that shit, and it's fat. It's crazy. You just got to know how to use it.
Get
All right,
on
man,
that
write the
AI.
book so we know how to use it, man. And,
I'm still
no,
learning.
Actually,
that.
let AI write your book.
Right.
You know what?
That's the part.
You know what?
I wanted to write my
Let
next
AI write the book on how to use AI.
Yeah,
I
boom.
wanted
Listen.
to write my next book for
Life
sure.
hack.
For sure.
Hey, I like that. That's good. Taking notes on everything.
What's
that
up,
we-
chat room?
Oh, let me put the chat room up here for you.
Oh, that's how we look.
Exactly.
Is that us?
Let me put the chat. Let me
Yes.
put the chat room up
Yes.
here.
Oh, that melanin in the room.
Yes, melanin popping.
All right.
Always.
You guys want to see the chat room?
Yeah,
All right.
put the chat room up on the screen. So this first Friday, 7/7, we are talking about our top 7, right? And I've done top 5 on the show before, but this top 7 is going to be a little bit different than the top 5. We did top 5 rappers. It was really hard to choose. This one may be equally hard to choose, but we're going to go line by line, okay? Top 7 things we're talking about is how you're going to shape your life for the next 6 months. And we're going to talk about 7 areas of wellness. I'm going to break down the 7 areas of wellness. And each of us is going to choose something that we want to start or do more of,
Okay.
and something we want to stop or do less of in
Okay.
each area. Okay? So,
I like it.
ready for the breakdown. 7 areas of wellness. First area of wellness is your physical health, fitness, and flexibility. Now, being a yoga teacher that is also a monster in the gym, I understand. Most of us who are strong may not always be all that flexible because stretching sometimes seems boring. I make stretching not boring because my yoga classes are lit. And I know no one in the room has ever taken one, but you guys can always watch them on IG if you want to. That is the first area, physical health. The second area, mental, emotional health.
Okay.
One thing you want to start or do more of, one thing you want to stop or do less of. Third area, spiritual health. Okay. Fourth area, relationship health and healthy boundaries. I know.
Talk about How you spell boundary?
Everybody felt that in here. Huh?
Jesus. Okay.
Boy, you. That's how you start spelling boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next area, fifth area, career/entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Some of y'all got babies in your heart, business-wise, that you need to birth out. So we're going to talk about it. Sixth area, financial wealth development. I made sure to have this guy right here, because people going to have questions. I hope they have questions. That's how you learn things. And the last, God's number of completion, 7, play, fun, leisure. That's why we do all the rest of them, right?
Right.
It's so we can enjoy that stuff.
That's good.
So those are our 7 areas of wellness. We're going to talk about it. We're going to write about it. We're going to work on it. But we're starting first and foremost, physical health, fitness, and flexibility. What do we see that our clients need to work on in this season?
Staying consistent.
Discipline.
Discipline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Discipline and consistency are probably the most important
Yeah.
things that you can
And have
do.
and having patience. A lot of clients, they want overnight results
Yes.
without putting in the work. They
Yes.
always say, hey, how long is it gonna take me to get to
A
this?
six-pack.
How long is it gonna take me
How
to
long
get
is
like
it going to
you?
take me to get a 6-pack?
Look, don't worry about how long it's going to take. Just fall in love with the process, and before you know it, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, look at me
Facts.
now. That's
I
it.
say that every morning.
Yeah.
When I get out of bed, I look at myself in the mirror. I say, damn, I look great. I didn't always look this way. You remember when I was fat?
I was. That's why we called you Tank.
Is that a trick question?
Remember when I was fat?
She was solid. She was country.
I was.
She was country. She was. It wasn't just like American fat. She was country. She was thick. There was a lot of muscle in there.
But it was wrapped in a whole lot of fat. So, consistency, discipline. Go ahead, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I think that consistency and discipline, I look at them sometimes as roots, but sometimes as fruits.
Yeah.
And so in this instance, I think that what I've found that people need is a deeper appreciation for what flexibility does.
Okay.
I think the reason people don't invest in it, just like they don't invest in anything else, is because they don't value it.
Right.
So any relationship, you need to find its value, and then you need to find appreciation for it.
Yes.
And so understanding having a relationship with flexibility, understanding that is what releases the potential of the muscle.
Right.
Right? Because you think you're doing something, but have you loved on that thing right?
Right.
Because when you love on anything,
have
you
you
release the
loved on
potential
that
from it.
thing
That goes from a
right?
woman to your spouse, to your children, to your muscles. When you love them right, I always tell people that stretching is how you tell your muscles thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you love them right and treat them right, they do more for you.
Yes.
So I think that just a deeper appreciation and developing like that understanding the value of it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a crazy story about stretching?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So shout out to Mark Jackson, who's an NBA legend. I think he's like 5th all-time in assists, something crazy, out of New York. So I'm playing basketball with him, and every morning I'm stretching about 30 minutes solid. I got a whole routine, I got warm up.
Yeah.
He's sitting there laughing. He's a professional basketball. I think he played 15 years.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, you don't stretch? He might be mid-40s at the time. He's like, he's never stretched in his life.
Okay.
He told me he stretched one time, had the worst injury of his life.
Okay.
I've never seen a man stretch. He's hella stiff though. But he told me the last time he stretched, he got injured.
Okay.
My pops told me the same thing.
Okay.
Now, granted, both of them are extremely stiff.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
So I'm not saying this is the recipe.
Right.
But
That is one of the misnomers.
right, I want to know, is there any exception
That's probably
to the
why they
rule?
got injured, because they so stiff.
I was gonna go with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because their
Break it
body's
down.
not used to go, and then they didn't stretch correctly. You got to stretch correctly. Stretching, there's a method and a technique to it. It's not just
The way I say it is, don't rape your muscles.
Yeah.
Right? Like ease into it, and because you can do stretching wrong where you hurt yourself. I gotta touch my toes.
Yeah.
No, actually,
gonna
reach
pull
for
a
them.
hamstring?
Just reach for them. And I remember I was stretching Tyson at the house, and Lanice was there. She was like, he's straining too hard. She pushed me out the way and walked him through some breathing exercises to lengthen that. Because I was like, yeah, just reach for it. And he was like, okay, uncle, I'm a man, I can do it. She was like, no,
that ego.
Yeah.
That ego, man.
Yeah.
And you said another thing too, breathing.
Yeah.
Breathing is so important.
You have
And
to
what people don't
oxygenate your
understand,
muscles.
breath is life.
Yes.
And if you don't have enough oxygen, your muscles are not being fed.
Yeah.
You know, so breathing
good.
is very
Absolutely.
important. That's why meditation and all that stuff helps
It does.
greatly when it comes to
It does.
stretching and everything.
It's just like when you cut yourself and they say, no, give it air. Mm-hmm. Right? Because it's going to need air to breathe. Your skin is your largest muscle. And inside of your skin, you have your muscles that are basically holding your skeletal structure in place. So when people stretch, they gain more range. And when they gain more range and they're not used to it, just like my boy was saying, sometimes they will hyperextend themselves, right? So if you're doing a warm up, it helps your breathing. It helps vasodilation. So it helps your body get oxygen all over your body. It starts to increase your CO2 max, which helps your body move when you're losing when you're gaining CO2 and you're losing oxygen. And so all these conditioning things go along to help you move. What happens is when people move further than their body is ready to, just because they can, sometimes they'll hyperextend or pull something. Now, what happens is from there, people get scared and they don't want to do it ever again.
Exactly.
Instead of going to someone who can help them learn how to do it correctly. That's one of the biggest things I see when it comes to us progressing in general. It's trying something once and saying, I don't like it.
Yep.
I'm not even going to look for help.
Yep.
All three of us are coaches, right? And people say, well, why do people need help with life? Like, why do they need life coaches? Like, what do life coaches do? I'm like, you send your kids to basketball practice and they have a coach that teaches them how to do that thing, right? There are areas in our lives that we need help with because we don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so even when it comes to personal trainers, I see personal trainers train people all the time. They don't warm them up. They don't stretch them afterwards. And I'm like, oh, get help, people. Get help. Even if you're a professional.
Yeah.
Have a mentor.
That's good. There it is.
Have someone that helps you guide through this thing. As a coach, I have supervision sessions with supervisory coaches who will listen to my recordings with my clients, let me know where I've overstepped, overreached, and where I need to pull back or whatever else. We all need help. Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say that, like, when I look at it, because I'm, certified life coach, I always look at life as a pocket of opportunity. That's what it is. That's the life coach component. It's a pocket of opportunity. But within that pocket is alive and living, right? And so a lot of people are alive, but they're not living, which
Facts.
is why they need a coach.
Facts.
Because you're in the pocket of opportunity called life, but you're actually not living. You're just existing. You're alive in it, but alive means that you're here, but opportunities are passing you by to actually live. You have to step from the platform on to the train of living in this life if you want to have fullness, right? A lot of people don't have the enjoyment, fulfillment, excitement in life because they don't recognize they're just standing on a platform. They've gotten to a program, they got into this loop, and they're living this rerun, which if that's what you want, then cool. If it's not what you want, then you need someone to help coach you onto the train that you need to be on so that you can have this full life experience. So when it's all said and done, you can be like, yo, I lived that thing.
I live that thing.
Yeah. The way the world is today, shit, everybody needs some life coaching.
Facts.
It's like the thing they make fun of the most, like, is actually the thing that everyone needs.
Yeah.
Even the coaches that we
Facts.
Everybody needs some life coaching.
Facts.
Man, I had this.
And you'd be surprised how it's crazy. I went to this holistic doctor yesterday where they look into your eyes and tell you, like,
I had an eye exam yesterday.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, that's crazy.
They recorded the inside.
And they see what's going on in your body. Thank God, he was like, I'm pretty healthy, just some minor things, more water, little stuff like that, less stress, but how do we deal with that, But,
We talking about it today. We are gonna talk about it.
It jumped on me. I got jumped by stress. I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, all right. But the doctor is telling me one of his clients, he's like 20 years old, and he was telling him that he needs to eat more vegetables. And the guy was like, what are vegetables? No, I swear. And I was like, at 20 years old, I'm like, you don't.
Poor
He was like,
thing.
is that the stuff that's like on my burger, the green stuff that's on the burger?
Yes.
And
That
I'm
is
just like,
exactly what that is.
this is crazy. And this is where I bring in life coaching. A lot of people, you think that they know how to operate in life, but
No.
a lot of people are just oblivious.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that we're looking to do, like, is evoke awareness, right? Like, as coaches, people think, oh, you just tell people what to do. No, that's not what you do.
No, not at
People
all.
do not like being told what to do, period. You're trying to evoke awareness. And so you're trying to bring things to people awareness, just like we're doing right now when it comes to stretching and consistency and discipline.
Yeah.
And I moved kind of into our next area of wellness, but I'm going to formally do it. So the second area is mental, emotional health.
Okay.
What do we see that our clients need most in this area?
Mental and emotional health.
Yes.
They need a friend.
They need friends.
Wow.
They need a friend. Because a lot of times too, the sessions become like damn near therapy sessions. They just need someone to talk to.
I'm gonna change that a little bit, or I'm gonna spin off that and say more than a friend, they need safe spaces.
Yeah.
Because friends aren't always one and the same. They don't always have great boundaries. A lot of friends want to give advice. They're tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. What we offer is a safe space with non-judgment.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that we are allowed to offer as an unbiased coach that I think we often put on our friends, families, pastors, and everybody else, not knowing that you have to go to a specific situation to get that. Fair?
Very fair. I would say people need a Sabbath.
Oh, Heck yeah.
So a Sabbath is yeah. I think that's I've been doing my Sabbaths.
Is it still Thursday?
No, it's Friday,
It's Friday.
sundown. Friday
Okay.
sundown now. I finally got a chance to shift it properly.
Nice.
For the last 10 years
Good.
or more. And I recognize that even it always reminds me of I'm about to age myself. The Last Dragon. Y'all know the Last Dragon?
Yeah. Bruce Leroy.
Yeah.
You got the glow.
Yes, exactly. You got the glow. You glow.
Who's
you know
the greatest?
Show enough. And that's who I'm talking about.
Who's the baddest? Show enough.
Mofo down around this time, right? Show enough said, he said, you meet me at the designated place at the designated time. That's Sabbath, right? So you can have the best friends in the world, but you need a designated place and a designated time for that safety, camaraderie, intimacy to happen. It may not always happen like while you're out doing life, and it can be like, don't just leave it at the whim of being random and, if I got a pocket here, designate a time and place already been designated for you to connect with the divine and use that to connect with the divinity inside your other friends. And then the protection, the safety and support and accountability and all that stuff, I feel like it is housed there.
Mm-hmm. And I think the thing that also is added when you take time apart to connect with the divine is the rest of a Sabbath. Like that rest fills your cup.
Yeah.
You can't do it while you're moving. People say, I did Sabbath, but I did the laundry and I do this and I do that. No. There's an amazing book by Marva Dawn. It's called Keeping the Sabbath Holy. I say it to all of my students, clients, it does not matter. She grew up Jewish, converted to Christianity. She gives you the breakdown and the basis, like not even carrying a pair of scissors. And that's my favorite quote. People always say, why? Because if you're carrying scissors, you're going to do something with them.
That's
period.
Good. Yeah.
And we think that we can't. And so, Nick, to your point a couple shows ago, if you say you can't, then you most certainly cannot. And won't.
You won't.
Go ahead. You got something brewing over there.
I've been doing the Sabbath for 5, 6, 7 years, maybe longer.
The Sabbath. I'm sorry. Before you, I'm not very religious.
Okay,
like that,
listen.
I'm gonna give. It's not a religious thing.
Okay, so what is the Sabbath?
I'm gonna
What
give
is
it
that?
to you right now.
Okay.
The hardest thing about the Sabbath for me was my family.
Yes.
Right.
Boundaries.
Was boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. But I found to myself that was the most beneficial part of it was being able to create boundaries for people, for my mother, for my father, that they can't cross.
Yep.
Right? It's very important to have something to stand on that you're not going to waver on, no matter.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It took probably about 5 years for people to really accept it. 5 years, people would call me every Saturday. Oh man, I know it's Sabbath, but look, check this out. Now, my mama won't even call me. I get no phone calls on Saturday. Everybody I know.
I remember you speaking about this.
Everybody I know,
it was the show we were doing together.
And everybody tries it. They'll try you. They'll call you, nigga, and say it's an emergency. I said, if you dying, don't call me on Saturday, bro. I got nothing for you.
911.
And it's so much power in being able to take that space back.
Yes.
From the world, from people, from negativity, from anything.
Yes.
It's such a powerful thing to create a space for yourself to say, you know what, this belongs to me. This is my time to sit down and get myself together.
You know what's so funny? You guys say this. When I went to the holistic doctor yesterday, and he was talking about stress, because how he saw that I had stress, I guess he could see some kind of lines that were like in my pupils. And he was like, you need to learn to say no. You know, and that's part of saying no.
Yes.
You know, part of, like you said, staying true to your space.
Yes.
And even to tell yourself no is even more powerful.
Yes. It's that discipline and consistency.
That's the real power. It's because it's not the people, right? Because the people will call you and they're like, hey, man, come to this thing. Now you have to ask yourself.
What are we doing?
Am I going to commit to this? Am I going to give myself and my spirit space away from... And the crazy thing is, bro, you will realize how much of your issues come from all those things you take on every day.
Right.
Man.
You know, I look forward to Saturday. That's the only thing that get me through the week.
Yeah.
I believe it.
No matter how my week start off, in the back of my mind, I go, nigga, Saturday around the corner.
Hey, just a couple days away.
I'm shutting it down.
My body is revving up already as I'm hearing this podcast.
I'm excited about tomorrow.
I want to give you the basis of why we're calling it Sabbath, because biblically speaking, God created the world, the heaven and the earth in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rested.
Okay.
Right. And so that's the basis. And that's why I went back to Jewish tradition, because Christianity and a lot of the Western religions that are observed here are based on those tenets.
You know, my thing is, I don't like to say religion, because what I've found out by studying the Bible is science is just now catching up with what they already.
Absolutely.
Everything that's discussed in the Bible that sounds like a miracle or whatever, it's just science.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're just now able to do some of these things is starting to make sense. Like now the world is starting to realize, oh wait, maybe I need a Sabbath.
Yeah.
This was written 4,000 or 5,000 years ago to do this.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
science is there to explain what God has already done, if you believe.
Right.
Now, if you don't believe in God, science is your God, right? It's the thing that you believe in.
Right.
Right. And that's fair too. Nope. No. Spam likely. And so that is your God, and that's fine too. It's going to say the same thing. God was like, hold on, let me get on the mic.
Sure, that wasn't heaven.
Let me get on the mic.
Do you do the Sabbath?
Yes.
Okay, dog.
Yeah.
Lamor, you should try it this Friday, man.
Yeah.
Sundown.
I'll probably try it on Saturday.
There you go.
That's not
Sundown Friday.
Sundown.
Oh, sundown?
It's the end of Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Day.
Right.
Okay.
So make people respect your time. Man.
Okay.
Make them respect.
Yeah,
you, man.
I do. You know, I
He's
do
like,
say,
I had plans on Friday night.
I do say yes a lot, you know, but I'm always trying to help somebody, you know. But
That's
my thing. I need to start saying no.
That's it. Boundaries. Ooh, boundaries.
Can't help
baby.
everybody, man. I'm not Superman.
It's interesting because we are pouring into the next area of wellness, which is spiritual health. Period.
Yeah.
Now, spirit and soul sometimes are used synonymously, and for this conversation, I am fine with them being used synonymously, not anonymously. But my soul says yes. My soul says that we need to know the difference, right?
Go for it.
So your spirit is connected with God. Your soul is resting in your body, right? And so you have to understand that your soul can still be present to this just completely human situation and know it needs rest, but your spirit is your actual connection, right? And so you have to feed your spiritual health, your connection to the divine.
Yeah.
Okay. Your soul can need rest because your body needs rest, your mind needs rest. All of that is your soul, is your essence while you're here. But that divine connection, what do you think our clients need most in that area?
First thing that comes to my mind is just knowledge.
Okay.
I think that the understanding, like you just gave, of even the distinction between the soul and the spirit, but understanding that what was the major function of our spirit? What was the intention and purpose of our spirit? Because I heard this person say one time that if you don't know the purpose of a thing, then misuse is inevitable.
Yes.
Right. And
Facts.
so I think that that's where our spiritual drain or spiritual self-abuse comes from, is that we don't really know what we're supposed to be doing with it, that we even have it. That, you know, am I having a human experience? Am I having a spiritual experience? I think more, if we're supposed to start and stop something, start studying more about the spirit and about how it relates to your human experience. And I think from there, awareness happens, and then change happens, because you're starting to, again, go back to our first question, you're starting to have a deeper understanding of the value of my spirit, and actually the value of my soul, and why it's being warred for, but then also an appreciation for my spirit and how it is the vehicle by which I am connected to all things.
Yes.
So I think that's where it starts, just you know, some education.
Yes, and that's a great point. Our spirit is connected to all things. All things. God is in all things. All things are connected. Go ahead, Lamor.
Say the question one more time.
Spiritual health. What do our clients need most?
Yeah.
Spiritual health.
Doesn't have to be religious.
As far as attaining better spiritual health? That's a good one. I feel like they need guidance, I guess.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Get the guru in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little guidance, because if there's a lot of clients that I've dealt with, you know, is it ignorance? Because they just don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
My people perish from lack of knowledge.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, 100%. Go ahead, Nick.
That's good.
I I don't want to take credit for this, but
But
I just wrote down a definition though. That spirit is the action of the soul,
Okay.
right? Based off of this Proverbs right here, Proverbs 25:20. I thought this was pretty good. He that haveth no rule over his spirit is like a city with broken down without walls.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
So, and I think that's kind of summing it up to the spiritual part is about being able to control it.
Yeah.
Right, not being weak to every desire that you have. I think that's probably the most important part of recognizing what the spirit is. I think it's just the action of how we feel.
Yeah.
That's our spirit revealing itself and manifesting itself into nature.
Yep.
So I remember when I was a trainer too for a while at 24 Fitness, LA Fitness, a bunch of gyms.
This one.
The interesting thing, I used to train kids in
It
basketball.
doesn't go anywhere though.
I used to get a lot of Asian kids. And in my head, I'd be thinking, like, they're never going to make the pros. Like, this is never going to happen. Like, you got to be Yao Ming, nigga, or Jeremy Lin. Like, other than that, it's not happening for you. But these kids will come religiously. And they would give everything they had to come and work out. And what I learned was the dad didn't care about them playing basketball. It was just about them being disciplined.
Yeah.
He wanted his kids to understand when you start something, you got to finish it. I don't care how difficult it gets. I don't care if you stop doing it, if you stop liking it. So that's what I learned more from dealing with clients.
Follow through.
The follow through that sometimes
And that's with everything.
Right.
Even when you take a shot, you got to follow through it.
Yeah.
Everything is follow through.
You know what's crazy about you saying that? You know what the follow through is on the jump shot?
What?
You're really just trying to lie to your brain to convince your brain that you believe it's going to go in.
But when you believe, it's crazy. Look, let me
That's
tell you
the
about
part.
the power of the mind, because it works both.
That's the part.
It works both ways.
It does.
So even negative too.
Absolutely.
I was driving the other day, right? It was like 2 days ago. It was hot as hell, and I'm driving in traffic, and I'm just like, just a random thought popped into my head. I'm just like, damn, this is a type of heat that where some random shit just start happening with your car, you know?
Uh-oh.
So look, I'm just driving, but I'm thinking that, but everything's cool with my car. But that random thought just pops into my head. So now that it's in my head, I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, okay, Lamor, change your focus. Where'd this even come from? I kid you not. 5 minutes before I get to the house, right, I'm driving. And usually I drive with my music, but this time I was driving just in silence, just in my thoughts or whatever. And my windows was down. I hear something on the right side of the car, like I ran over a branch or something. I thought I ran over something. I'm like, all right. So 5 minutes before I get to the crib, the car starts feeling funny. I'm just like, oh, well, what's going on? And I turn into my parking structure and I hear like a scrape. I get out, tires fucking flat.
Wow.
And I said,
You called it.
what? I created it.
Yes, you
And
did.
it was crazy. I created
Yes, you
it.
did. Could've
Thank
been
God
different.
it happened. You know, as soon as I got out the car, I thank God, like, okay, I'm here at the
Right.
crib. It didn't happen while I'm on the freeway.
Yep.
But I'm just like, out of all the times for me to think some random negative shit, and
Yep.
I really was thinking about it,
Yep.
the shit happened.
Yep.
So, but that can happen positively too.
Absolutely.
If you focus that energy on a positive. But just as humans, we have more of a habit to be more pessimistic than
It's fear.
Yeah. Than optimistic. You know, so we give more of our power sometimes to the negative than the positive.
Yep.
It's disguising. We call it protection. It's fear.
It's fear.
Yeah.
And I think that when we take the mask off, we're like, yeah, this is really rooted in something I really hope doesn't happen. I'm
Yeah.
afraid of this.
Yeah.
But I like how he said that though. Just it goes back to just we out here being lack of intentionality with our thoughts and our words, right? We if the person who opposes you or wants to keep you oppressed can make you believe you have no power,
Yep.
then that starts to create a pattern in your brain of recklessness with your words and your thoughts. You think they don't matter.
Right.
And so, you know, we're out here just like being real loose.
Yeah.
With our words and
Yeah.
stuff, not knowing that they're connected to our life experience. But when someone tells you and you're like, you have to believe that.
Yeah.
The first thing you have to believe is that it's true and it's in
Yeah.
you. And then you practice.
Yeah.
You know, I like to be easy with people. I call like me and my boy do is called Middle Mountain Ministries. I ain't at the bottom and I ain't arrived. We in the middle,
Right.
where most people are. And so we're trying to figure this thing out. But practice being more intentional in your day to day.
And the thing too is like believing is not just saying you believe.
Right.
You kind of almost have to be like delusional in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like for example, music. Those artists that the music probably sucks.
Yeah.
But they feel in their heart that they the
gonna
best
make it.
artists in
They
the
gonna
world.
make
They
it.
really believe like I'm the best.
Yeah.
You know? And they end up fucking
What are you
blowing up.
What are you drawn to?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're walking in something that you want. It's the confidence of the belief in
Yeah.
themselves. And you're like,
Yep.
that's what I'm really attracted to.
Yeah.
What they song say? I don't know, but that person right there.
They gonna make it.
Yeah, it's the confidence. Like you said, it's the belief. Yeah, self-belief.
So I quoted or tried to quote the Winner's Creed when we were having that other show with the three of us, but I'm going to read it. So the Winner's Creed says, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but think you can't, you almost certainly won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Since out in our world, we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in your state of mind. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster hand, but sooner or later, the person who wins is the one who thinks, I can.
I think I
Faith.
can. I think I
That's
can.
what I think
where's
people
that
are
from?
missing.
I think I can. The little engine that
Little
could.
engine
Yeah.
that could. There
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
That's
You know
Now
what?
that I'm older, I'm like, oh,
Like,
damn,
yo, that was-
that's what that's about.
that's wild.
Yeah.
I think it just hit me just now
Yeah.
for the first time.
The little tugboat.
I think I can.
I think I can. I think I can.
They was telling us something.
I train kids like that. So, like my little brother, for example, I have him every morning get up, look in the mirror, and repeat certain stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When he's a kid, he was like, man, this is stupid. And I said, it could be stupid.
Right.
I said, but this is the crazy thing I realized about life. I remember this old guy told me, he said, whether you believe or you don't believe, either way, you're right.
Yep.
It took me a long time
Yeah.
to get that.
Yeah.
That's all he said to me.
Either way,
Because
you're right.
if you don't believe it,
Either way,
it's
nigga.
Right.
like with superstition, right? If you don't believe it,
Either
then
way, you're right.
nothing.
Either way, you're right.
Yeah, but if you do believe it, then
So-
some shit's going
I'm
on.
going to nerd out on you guys for a second.
Do it.
So they did a study capturing imagery from the brain.
Okay.
Okay, and they
Take it for a
understand
shot.
that the image that you think, so when you think of something, right, the image that you put in your brain is actually transmitting somewhere.
Yes.
They haven't figured that part out yet.
Yes.
Then it's bouncing back.
Yes.
Okay, then it manifests itself.
We in a video game.
That's a powerful thing to realize.
That's what happens in our eyes, right?
So
To our
whatever
brain.
you think about is actually creating a physical vibration, and it's sending it out into the space, and then it's bouncing it back, whatever that energy is. So if you know that, it doesn't matter how bleak your days look. You can literally create your own reality if you just understand that process. So like I was telling somebody the other day, I don't like to say manifesting. I was praying for something,
Okay.
and it came about, and I was trying to explain to my aunt how this process works.
Right.
And I was like, honestly, you just have to believe
Yes.
and step your ass off the boat.
Yes.
I really have no other advice. There's no trickery to it.
No.
If you don't believe you're going to do something, it's just, you're not going to do it. It's
Yeah.
just that simple, you know?
And your actions have to follow that belief,
yeah.
right? Because it has to be fervently inside of you.
well,
you
belief
can't.
is an action word.
It is.
So I go through this with kids a lot.
Yes.
I'm like, do you believe in it? But I believe. Like, you don't believe. Because if
What
you would have
did Jay
believed, this
say?
is what you would have done.
I like to break this down for people in a way that helped me understand it, and that is a belief is nothing more than a thought that got promoted to manager. And so, because all day long we're being influenced, right? And influences mean they're bringing thought. There are ideas coming to you that we have a flood of them,
Yeah.
and certain ones we highlight.
Yeah.
And the ones that we highlight are the ones that we give the most influence.
Yes.
And in the work structure, that's what a manager or supervisor does.
Yes.
They oversee the other ones, but ultimately what they say goes. And I think that the more we understand that anything you believe first started as an idea and as a thought, and you meditated on it,
Yeah.
which gave it its power and its promotion. And I think that that's where we have to understand that the meditation, or what I like to call the mental fixation,
Yeah.
be careful what you're promoting.
Yes.
Be careful the ideas that you sit with, because like you
Yes.
said, if we have a tendency to be more pessimistic and focus on the negative comments, we're promoting them
Yes.
to be the managers in our life of our minds, our bodies, our emotions, our behaviors. And we
Yes.
wonder why we're acting that way, because we keep promoting wrong.
Yep.
We have to go back and look at which ones are worthy of the promotion that we want to give them, and focus ourselves intentionally on things that feed us and nourish our soul. But it always
It all
goes
goes
to
back
education.
down to values, right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
goes back to values. So when it comes to eating, when it comes to working out, when it comes to any of these things that take effort, it's how much do you value it, right?
Yeah.
Fourth area of wellness, relationship health / healthy boundaries. Now, let me say why I put these two together. Because I don't believe personally that you can have a healthy relationship without healthy boundaries.
That's good.
Because you do not know where that person ends and you begin and how you come together.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go first on this one because I just got checked. So I'm setting the boundary right now. That's always been a struggle of mine.
I know.
Okay, cool. As long as you know. Yeah.
Him too.
Yeah.
We got this thing.
Not me.
We got this thing.
Not me.
We got light skin is in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll shut a nigga down quick. Nigga.
Quick.
Hey, bro. Saturday can't help you.
That.
Hang up on him, nigga.
How about at Starbucks waiting for my coffee when the guy walked up and he said, "Hey, how's your day going?" I said, "Great and very busy. Is there something I can help you with?"
Lord. Wow. Did you make that face?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I was actually preparing for the show, which was my thing. And so I entertained the conversation, but I let him know the truth.
Yep, you did. You know, ain't nothing wrong with what you said.
He said, "You work out a lot, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "It shows. You have a very nice body." I said, "Thank you very much." I said, "And now if you excuse me, I have to work." Second time. Now the third time he said,
he
"Do
came
you come
back.
here?" He didn't leave.
Oh,
he
he
stood
liked
there.
this.
Men.
I like this guy.
Hey, this guy's a hunter-gatherer.
I like this.
Yes.
He said hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, he said, now this buffalo is mine. I'm gonna
Right.
get this.
Or so he thought.
I like this guy.
So third time, because I give you 3 times of semi-nice. He said, "Do you come here often?" I said, "Once a week. And if you don't mind, I actually need this time to focus."
Nice.
You know what? I think
From that, he
with
left me
girls, though,
alone.
it depends who's asking the question.
Always depends on
Doesn't matter.
That's all.
I get to set my boundaries with who
You're right.
I set them with. We talked about that pre-show.
Okay, let
What'd
me ask you a
say?
question, though.
Go ahead.
Is it more challenging to set those boundaries when a fella looks a certain way?
I would say that a fella that looks a certain way might get a different set of boundaries.
All right, okay. Yo, this quote said that girls set boundaries for ugly guys and make exceptions for attractive ones.
What's the difference between a crush and a creep?
There it is, if you're attracted to them or not. Oh, man.
Now, crushes can turn creepy if they do creepy stuff.
Can creepies turn into crushes?
I haven't
question.
met one yet.
I've never seen that in the history of the world.
Unless it was like Steve Urkel status or
I'm
something.
going to tell you like this.
Turn
Off
to
the,
Stefan or
off the
something.
right alcohol, they can.
I don't drink that much.
Good point.
I don't drink that
I
much.
tell you, ayahuasca, do it to you.
Ayahuasca.
Wow. Oh, man.
That
This
is
from
funny.
someone who doesn't drink anymore.
I've seen it, though. I'm an observer.
Except for when our sister tells you it's apple juice.
They've been trying to set me.
my
That's why I need to
God.
learn how to set boundaries right there.
Yes. Yeah, because your older sister will set you up.
Alcoholics in my family.
I walked in and I said, "What are you doing drinking an Angry Orchard?" She said it was sparkling cider. I said, "That is hard apple cider."
I'm a little gullible. I'm working on it.
He said, "Oh, man." I said, "Don't worry, I'll drink it for you."
I'm working on it. They tell me
Healthy
things.
boundaries, relationship health.
Trust in the wrong
From
people.
the sole married person in the room. Talk to us.
You said that I was just thinking about growing up around my grandfather and how my grandmother would be like, "Don't go in there." Like, he had his own area when he came home. And you couldn't bother this nigga until, like, sun went down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he came out of his room. It was just, don't knock on the door. You don't need nothing.
Right.
And I love that about my grandfather, that he just demanded his space and his
My
house
grandfather
how
was
he
similar.
wanted it, you know? So shout out to my rib. Like, I don't know if it's because we get, like, a lot of stuff that I hear about people having relationships, I've never experienced it.
Okay.
Like,
How long have you guys been married?
Like 5 years.
She's amazing too.
But, like,
you got so lucky.
I think that people, maybe that's what it is, but I think people marry people that they don't like. Because, like,
Just so they can say they're married.
maybe you're attracted to them. Maybe they have
Yeah.
some kind of benefit you want. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But all the stuff I was expecting to experience in a marriage, none of it has come up.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, and when people talk about it, like, I don't think you like your wife, nigga.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're talking about. I don't really
Yeah.
think you like her.
Sounds like
Because, like I genuinely like who she is as a person. So we don't really bump heads about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think she respects me enough and understands how my process.
She does.
But to that point,
she was saying that in the parking lot, actually.
But to that point, it was very important for me to find a woman with the father.
Yes.
Because I understood from dealing with women who didn't have fathers.
Yes.
Man,
that-
such a big difference.
Preach.
Bro, the smallest thing will cause an argument.
Bro.
And that's one of the challenges of being black people in America. Is
Right. Right. It's not having those examples, right?
Yes,
of how
and
to- right.
it's the break that happened early that has plagued us for generations that we're trying to fix, right?
Right.
So those of us who didn't have a father in the home may have had father figures or other people who stepped in. So shout out to all of those fathers. As you
Right.
know, I had my DNA dad on the show.
DNA dad. Love
DNA
that
dad.
title.
He said, "Is that your real dad?" I said, "Yeah, this is my DNA dad." My dad was like, "That's perfect."
Makes a difference. ain't it?
Yeah.
difference.
But also, I said the same thing because I was dating men who had not had fathers, and I had not only a father, an amazing grandfather, a host of uncles and brothers, and everything else. So dating a man who hadn't had a strong male presence in his life, it was a mismatch every time.
Well, look at the flip side. A conversation I had with my wife going into it, talking about respecting spaces, was I had to explain to her I never grew up around a married couple. So this is all new to me, nigga.
Right.
I'm shooting in the wind here.
Yeah.
I have no physical example on how to come home and treat my wife.
Right.
It does not exist, nigga.
Right.
So I'm winging it.
Yeah.
You know, so this was a conversation I had with her prior to this.
But you still valued it.
I wanted to be an example of that, you know, right? Because I didn't have that. And the
Right.
craziest part is that when you don't have a physical, something to actually see,
Yes.
you really don't know.
My grandparents were my example. It sounds like your grandparents were your example.
Yeah, but growing up, you go to your grandparents' house. I didn't get to see him come home and like, how do you come home? Do you hug your wife when you walk in?
Oh, I got
You know?
to see that every
Do
day.
you just come in and go sit down?
good.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Right.
So, and you don't know how what you're doing affects people,
Right.
until you go through that process, you know. So I think coming into it, I had to really sit back and learn and say, okay, what does she need when I come home? You know, what does she need space? You know what I mean? Can I afford to demand my space
Right.
as soon as I walk in? You know, or do I need to check on her, see how she's doing?
Right.
Set aside 10 minutes. You know,
Right.
This is why TV families are so important.
Damn, Martin and Gina, bro.
I'm
The
sitting here thinking. I'm
Cosbys.
sitting
All
here
I
thinking
had.
about like the Family Matters and stuff that I watched that was molding me, whether I knew it or not,
Yeah.
Right.
on how to do this thing called manhood. Right.
Real life,
I tell my
bro.
friends all the time. My first father was Popeye and He-Man.
Yeah.
Those are the first two men that I can remember in my mind that showed me how to pursue a woman and how to protect
Ain't
your
that
land.
crazy, bro?
Hey,
Ain't
and
that
that's why,
crazy?
like, people is kind of like the new generation is so fucked up now. Look at the cartoons. Look at
Oh
all
my God.
No, for real. Look at
Oh
the cartoons.
my God. Yeah.
Look at the early childhood teenage shows that
Right.
are on today. It's insane the
Oh
shit that they
my
put in there.
God.
There's like no morals, no integrity. It's like just
Yeah.
it's just free for all, no structure. It's crazy.
Right.
Right.
To his point, like we had a lot of examples on how to be
Yeah.
in a relationship on television.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
being programmed into us. Now
We also
That's the word I was looking for. It's not people see TV as entertainment, but it's programming.
Yeah,
And
Programming.
understand
And that's
that
why they
difference.
used to say back to your schedule
Well,
programming.
programming.
Yeah,
I'm out. That's it.
that's
That's
they,
it.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't even try to hide it.
regular scheduled
No, they look. They never
programming.
hide anything. It's always in your face.
Right
People
there.
just don't pay attention.
Yes.
you know what's even scarier?
Yeah, it's always in your face. They tell you straight up, and that's the law. That's the rule. The law of the universe. They have to tell you
Yes.
Right.
straight to your face.
Yes.
In movies, they let you know.
Yes.
But people just don't pay attention. They just like,
No.
well,
They don't
You
think
know?
it's real.
Exactly.
I looked up how Hitler managed to pull off his whole thing in Germany, right? I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, how the hell did he manage?
Oh man.
Because everybody was living together prior to Hitler coming along,
Yes.
and he wasn't even what he was talking about, right?
No.
Crazy thing is, so he had a propaganda campaign, and they created a bunch of films killing Jews,
Yep.
right? Same like they do us in America.
Yep.
Same thing, making
Yep.
Jews the bad guys, making
Yep.
them monsters, all kind of crazy
Yep.
stuff. And what he realized it kind of dulled the psychology of the people and made it okay to abuse these people because they had been programmed through this imagery on TV.
That's the same thing they did in slavery
When I read that,
before Hitler.
it opened my, I don't want to say third eye, I hate talking in like magical terms, but it just opened my mind up to is that still going on today?
People used to call it their mind's eye before they called it their third eye, so it's the same thing.
So that's how I perceive television today. Everything that comes on, the first thing I ask myself is, what's the message?
Yes.
Whether it's even basketball, right?
Yes.
People don't understand. If you ever read a good book, it tells you why they created sports. It's in the Bible.
They
Really?
were in the Bible.
It's in the Bible, bro.
Inform me. What?
Antiochus is where they created this place at. They created a gymnasium. Gymnasium is Greek for being nude. The word gymnos means nude. That's why you see dudes in tight ass clothes and shit playing sports. They were supposed to be playing naked back in the day.
They were.
The point of
So
them,
they used to play naked.
Yep.
that's where the word gym comes from. Gymnos means nude.
This is all new to me.
Yeah. That's why it's football players wear tight ass clothes.
we've had
All
this
sports wear tight
conversation
clothes.
before.
This is why.
Oh
It's,
wow.
it's in the
That's
spirit of it.
crazy.
Yes.
But the point,
And
so
it's showcasing their physique.
right.
Okay.
There was a black man who went to these Greek people and asked them for a license to create a gym. But the point was he wanted to take these little black kids and program them to be a part of their system when they got older. They gave this man the license to do this, i.e. the NBA, the NFL. So when you look at all these great black men being programmed as entertainers, could you imagine what someone like LeBron James would do if he didn't play basketball? If he was in the political space?
Oh yeah.
Or someone as determined as Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
If he was, like, think of somebody that determined.
Yeah.
Able to be the number one basketball player and the number one shoe salesman.
Will change the world. Period.
Right. Imagine if he was in politics.
Yeah. And
Imagine if he was like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, right? But what the goal was to take those people and put them in this space so that they don't go back and help these people.
Yes.
So when I watch sports, that's what I recognize.
Yeah.
So I can see it for the game and enjoy it, but I know what's really happening.
Right.
I know why we're really praising LeBron James so that these kids want to be basketball players and not Martin, Malcolm, and help their people, you know?
Yes.
So it's kind of a sad reality, but that's just the reality of television programming.
And you're right too, because back in the day, that's why they used to have like the gladiator games and all that stuff to distract the masses from
Yeah.
when they're doing things in
Yes.
the background.
Yes.
Think about when
Yes.
sports events take place.
Yes. Prime time.
Just look at what's happening in sports, whenever the time is, and then go look at the political space and see what's happening.
It's time, yeah.
Go see what's happening around
Prime
Super Bowl,
time. Yeah.
around the NBA Finals. Then go see what's
Yeah.
happening globally.
Super Bowl's around inauguration.
Yeah.
Usually.
So that's unfortunate about television program, but I realized that at a young age, you know.
Yeah.
But then the power in that is I got a chance to choose my program.
Yes.
You know. So when I realized you're going to be programmed,
Yes.
there's no way around it.
Yes.
They're going to program you.
Yes.
The best option you have is to choose your programming.
Yes.
You're right.
You know, so that's the message I would tell people. Like, even though we're in this
Preach.
bubble and all this shit is happening to us, be
Preach.
conscious enough to choose your programming.
Preach.
You know,
I love that. Choose your programming.
This has been helpful.
Next area of wellness, career/entrepreneurship.
That's why I'm working it on the podcast.
Come on, somebody. I know. He was taking FaceTimes. Then he went back to live. He had his phone on the stand. They moved it out.
Okay.
So career/entrepreneurial. I'm going to go first on this one. What I think a lot of people are lacking in this area is the push to think and dream bigger and the plan to make their dream a reality.
Man.
I taught marketing at Southwest College, and what I did was I broke down a marketing plan. And week to week, I had my students work on a business. What if they were entrepreneurs, they could work on their own business. Or if they weren't entrepreneurs, they could just choose one pie in the sky. Okay. And throughout the course, I broke down each section of the marketing plan as their weekly assignment. And then in the end, they had to put them all together and present them. Every single person in that classroom, by the time they were done, were ready to start their own business. Like, excited about it. Like, I had never thought about starting my own business, but this feels so much easier. It seems so much more attainable because I know what the research actually looks like. When people approach me, when they say they want to, they need help starting a business, I'll ask them, have you worked on a SWOT analysis? A SWOT analysis tells you your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, trends, and threats, right? Mm-hmm. That's just part of a marketing plan. Some people start by mission and vision. I actually challenge people to see what's out there, who's already doing what you want to do. Can you volunteer for them so you don't have to recreate the wheel? Are there other avenues, even AI, that you can use to help you in that field? But I start to push their vision bigger and help them create a plan.
Yeah.
What you got, big bro?
I got to jump in on this because
Go ahead.
this ties into the book.
Yes.
So
yes.
I
That's
brought-
the last book, right?
This is the last. Well, yeah.
The
this
most
is-
recent.
Yeah, this is the most recent one.
Okay.
Evolving Entrepreneur is called The Premeditated Assault on Stagnation. And so what Harmony's talking about here is putting together that plan. But in this book, I also have Sabbath. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I'm putting together, what is the plan for the person who's going to implement the plan?
Yes.
You got to put a plan together for
Yes.
the vision, but you also have to put a plan
Yes.
together for the person that's carrying out the vision of
Yes.
the plan. I just did this thing. And actually, if you go to DonovanDonnell.com, I did a blog on this. It's called Back to the Drawing Board.
Okay.
I think something that will be beneficial to my clients, other people, is not being afraid to go back to the drawing
Yes.
board. I think people are scared. They look like, oh, I failed or I done something wrong.
But you have to. You have to fail. You have to.
You have to.
That's part of the process.
It is.
Yeah.
No one who's starting off in entrepreneurship just makes it with flying colors without failing. Because
No one has learned how to walk without falling.
There you go. There you go. You have to fail in order to know what am I going to do better next time.
Yep.
That's just.
Let me ask you a question, because I got something else I wanted to say, but I like what you just said there. I just want to play with this idea. What would happen to someone's level of maybe confidence and initiative if they were to start off on something and never experience failure?
Then it's kind of like if they never. You become so full of yourself that when you do fail, it becomes detrimental.
I agree with
feel
that.
like I
agree with that.
But if you fail, you have a few failures before. It's building your character. Is it?
It builds character.
Yeah.
My dad used to say that all the time when I was growing up.
It's like a kid
Builds
that's
character.
given everything, in life.
Yeah.
And then when they finally had that bad moment, they fucking just break.
Fall apart.
They
Yeah.
go because
They
they
fall
don't know how
apart.
to handle it. They never been through any type of failure or any type of
good.
no, you can't have this. They've been given everything. So it's the same thing with building. That's my opinion.
It makes me think about, like, my mentor had to walk me through this because I was so protective of my reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want people to say the wrong thing, think the wrong thing, and he was like, "Don't worry about your reputation.
Yeah.
Like, the people who need to understand and know, they will. Don't try to protect that." And so
Yeah.
when I ask you this question, it's because it's something that we do when something that hasn't been like you get a new car, right, and it doesn't have any scratches on it. You drive it a certain way because you don't want anything to happen to it.
Yeah.
But first you get that first scratch, somebody ding you.
Yeah.
It's like you actually I'm gonna see the full potential of this thing now. I got my first dent out the way. My brother's a fighter. He said the first thing you need to do in a fight is get hit because you're operating in a different mindset before you get I don't want to get hit. He said,
Yeah.
don't avoid the hit.
Yeah.
Right.
A fighter needs to know how to get hit, but give a
Yes.
harder one.
Yes.
And I think that's something to be said towards entrepreneurship and career. But I want to say one thing, and I'll pass the mic. Understanding the difference between urgent versus important.
Yes.
This is something I learned in coaching. Urgent has a timestamp on it, right? It's important as well, but this is for the season. And I think that if people better understood what's urgent and gave that priority over what's important, I think they'll see more progress in the things that they're going after. Because sometimes we put something that's urgent on the back burner, and then when we get to it, it's expired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's an issue.
Facts. Go ahead, Nick.
Interesting. I don't believe in failure.
Okay.
No.
I ain't never lost a shit in my life.
I
You
believe
never
it.
lost.
Never.
I
I
believe
don't know.
it.
That
No,
shit.
wait.
Never.
Wait.
You never lost to nothing.
Never.
Wait.
I can't lose, bro.
All right, Jay-Z.
Talk. I want to hear it.
I can't,
Yeah, explain,
listen,
please.
I love the way
Shout
Nick
out
thinks.
and shout out to the good book. 'Cause this is what
Yes.
the good book taught me,
Yes.
right?
There's a season
Everything is for a
everything.
reason. I may not understand the reason.
Yes.
I think about all the, whatever you want to call it, pain or whatever you go through. At this age, I realized I had to go through those
Yes.
things. I used to have a karate coach. He used to make, I might have been 5 or 6. He used to make us do push-ups on our knuckles, right? He used to think he had soft hands. I'm like, I'm a kid, nigga. I'm supposed to have soft hands. Scar my knuckles up. Scar my knuckles up and shit, right? But I remember getting into a fight, and I remember hitting this dude, and I didn't even feel it, right? So all these scars and days that I couldn't do these push-ups was just preparing me,
Right.
preparing my hands for whatever was laid out in the future,
Yes.
right? So I look at even if you want to call it a failure, I look at it as a lesson,
Yeah.
an opportunity to grow. It's no way I lost.
Right.
It's impossible. I can't.
I have a candle that
once
says all
I think
do
it's
is
still
win.
it's still like a failure if you look. Okay,
How can you
I
fail
see,
if you're born, bro? Once your dad busts a nut and you
I see
come
what
through the
you're saying.
womb, you're a winner, nigga.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
You beat 10 billion other niggas, bro.
Hey, you ain't lying right there.
I'm the strongest nut
Okay.
nigga in the whole group.
When I say
can't lose.
when I say failure, though,
I love that.
I mean, like,
I love
say you
that.
set a goal, right?
Right.
And you don't hit it.
No, I understand.
You failed at hitting that.
No, you know why? Because maybe I feel what you're saying, right? This is how I look at it. Say if I set a goal to do X, Y, and Z, right? And I don't hit that, right? But 10 years later, because I didn't hit that goal, I end up over here. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
maybe I couldn't see it.
If you see the lesson in that failure,
It's not for me to see it. I know I cannot lose. So if something don't go my way, I know it's because I'm supposed to go this way.
you know what?
It's not because
I'm
didn't.
a think
Yeah.
like that.
I
That's not a bad
promise
way
you.
to think.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
not a
already
bad
knew
way
where
to
he
think.
If a
was
I'm
bad
not
broad, if a
arguing.
bad broad tell you no, count your blessings, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
You
because
ain't
she's probably
lose.
crazy
You
anyway,
didn't
huh?
lose, bro. Count your
Did not
blessings.
lose.
I'm gonna sit with this because this brings me back to the conversation about regret. That people say that they don't have regret, but they really do. But it's not cool to say you have regret in certain circles, but it's okay. I was leaning towards what you were saying. Like, what did I fail at? Because I'm not a loser, but I failed at meeting my expectation in that moment.
Yeah.
But then I had to challenge that back with what you said, because if I'm saying I failed or I'm a failure, I'm concluding a thing, but it's not done because I'm still here. And so
Right.
sometimes I'm concluding prematurely,
Right.
which is not my space to do. Actually, I won't know until I'm done.
Right.
And I'm not done, so why conclude?
Exactly.
Can't lose, brother. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
You know what? I'm about to get that tatted on my face.
Oh my!
I can't lose.
I can't.
I can't lose.
And on the other side, but you can.
But you can.
And look, I tell you the power.
Show enough.
I tell you the power in this, Lamor. This the power in this. So let's say, I remember watching this video of Michael Jordan. This scared the shit out of me as a kid. I'm watching, I think it's called, whatever his video was, everybody had it when I was a kid. They asked Michael Jordan, they said, man, you know, some people say you can fly. This nigga looked dead at
And he
the
said, I
camera
can.
and said, I
He
can't.
said, no, but he was.
Lamor, no, that nigga meant it.
Yes, he did.
was
We
serious.
all know he meant it.
No.
But he did though.
Yeah,
Like
I
when
don't
he would
think you
dunk, it
understand.
really looked like he was flying.
But I don't
like
think you
he really
understand the
flew.
competitive mentality. Like,
Yes, no,
if
he
I'm
knew
playing
it.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm the highest jumper in the gym. I feel like I'm the highest jumper in the world. That's cool. If I'm playing against a nigga who thinks he can fly,
That's a different
in his
level.
mind, the nigga said, yeah, I can fly.
Yeah.
It may be for a short time.
Right.
That means when he jump and I jump, our mindset is not the same.
Muhammad
He's
Ali
thinking,
said he
I
was the
can fly
greatest.
from here, nigga.
The prettiest.
Hey,
Right.
I have
He wasn't playing with
I have a
nobody when he
question.
said that.
So, what is the line of being confident and just over, or just cocky,
Arrogant?
Like, what is the line?
I think when you think it's about you, I understand. None of my success is about me.
Come on, somebody.
None of it. Nothing. Even my marriage, man. I got married for my nieces. People ask me all the time, like, why'd you? I didn't have to get married. We could have just been kicking it, nigga, for the rest of our lives. I said, what are my nieces going? They don't have no examples of black women, of marriages, how it looked. They don't have nobody to look at to be like, damn, I want to be like her.
Right.
So when I understood that me being, if this was about me, I would have been born on my own planet, nigga,
Right.
customized for me.
Right.
It's enough of them. It's enough stars for us to get our own planet.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
So it has to be something bigger than me
Hey,
about
Pop.
this, you know? So when I realized that, I realized all my actions, all my doings have nothing to do with me. They're going to
Yeah.
be here well after I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all I could do is just lend my hand and teach some lessons.
Yeah.
So I try to just remove me from the equation. And realize
I
it ain't about
can't
me.
lose.
I can't lose.
All
Can't
right.
lose.
Because Pop
I'ma
Pop's
say that in the
now
morning, every
walking
day.
in the room, I'm not.
No, you good.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm not rushing, but we got some more stuff to cover.
We got about 20 minutes. We
Okay, perfect. He knocking stuff over.
good. Oh, Pop, you good over there? You need help?
Trouble on the set.
He's throwing stuff around.
F this
When
couch.
Dad comes home, this is what it looks like. All right, next area of wellness.
All right.
Financial wealth development. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to pass the mic over here to my right. I think this one really has to do about education. The best thing that I had available to me was a grandfather who taught me about money and how to leverage it as a tool. He taught me the stock market. He taught me not to be scared of money. He taught my mom and him both taught me how to balance a checkbook, how to look at bank statements. They exposed me to profit and loss statements, all of this education and this awareness. And my experience with money wasn't one of fear of money. And I think that's not always readily available to our folks. A lot of, especially black families, our parents don't know anything about money, and so they don't teach us about money, and so we don't know what to do with it. So I had a cousin who used to do hair. Every day she made cash. Every day, whatever she made, she spent. She always had the latest bags. She always had the latest everything. And while we were growing up, she was only a year behind me. I started to excel financially, and she didn't, but she made way more money than I did starting out. She didn't know, and so I sat with her and we worked on it, and she's doing a lot better now, like a lot better now. But what is it that you think people are looking for most when it comes to their financial education?
When that's the problem. A lot of people don't look for financial education.
Speak on it.
I deal, as you know, one of my businesses is credit.
Right.
You know, I help people fix their credit. More people rather just pay me to do it than, because I do webinars too.
Right.
They rather just pay me to do it for them, rather than come and listen to the webinar and learn how to do it themselves.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I think more people just have to be willing and open to getting more financial education. And that's the issue too, because we're creatures of habit, you know? So from the time when we're younger, there's no classes on how to balance a checkbook, about credit. In high school, college, there's no courses. You have to either have a mentor who's showing you how to do it, or your parents have known how to be, you know, financially savvy and all that stuff. But from my experience, people just want everything done for them. Instant gratification. You know, no one wants to learn.
So let me spin off what you just said.
Yeah.
Because you said a lot. People come to you to fix their credit. Let's talk about what credit actually is. Credit is your word. Credit is saying you are going to accept this advance of money and you are going to pay it back in a timely manner. It's about you maintaining agreements, and more people than not need to fix that part.
Oh, yeah.
Their commitments, their overcommitting of their money, their managing of their money, them understanding what credit really means. It's really their integrity.
And being within their means. A lot of
Yes.
people get credit or these, you know, large credit limits, and they just spend. They live beyond their means, and they think that, oh, I have all this money now to use, but it's money, like you say, you're going to have to pay back.
Plus interest.
Yeah, plus interest, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just the lack of education. And like I said, that's what I experienced with a lot of clients, you know, that when I try to teach, I have the book, and I send my ebook for free to a lot of my clients. Do I think they read it?
Ooh,
No.
I need that.
Because they rather just, hey, I'll pay you and you do it for me. And then
People
what
don't
ends up
value what you
happening,
give them for free, though.
and here's the thing, what ends up happening is after I fix it, because they didn't go and put the time in to
do it again.
learn,
Yes.
they fuck it up again.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
And then they pay me again.
There you go, and you'll always be in business.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know?
You're trying to solve a problem,
Yeah.
which is the idea of a business, trying
Yeah.
to solve a problem, but they don't want to
So
solve it.
it's just not enough awareness,
Yeah.
you know? So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I would say it like this, man. You'll never be wealthy where you're not healthy.
Yes.
Right, and so even in the body is only going to be as wealthy in its ability to perform its intended acts if you are a good steward of the body.
Yes.
So if you don't properly steward the money, like you're talking about having healthy habits, then you're never going to experience any kind of wealth. I think that one thing I've learned in fitness, Lord, thank you that I finally got this, that I had to learn in money, is just slow down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get results too fast, and that is leading me to do reckless and take unnecessary risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? Just same way I want to get bigger muscles, people want to get a bigger bank account.
Yeah.
And when the speed is the vehicle that you use to get there, you're going to start compromising in ways that are unhealthy
Facts.
and unnecessary. And if you're
Facts.
unhealthy, you'll never be wealthy. And I think that for a lot of people, like when I sat down with my financial advisor, he said, this is going to be like 10, 15 years. Like, man, I
Yeah.
need this next week though.
Yeah.
Like, first, you don't need this. You need a vision.
Right.
You need to map out your next 2, 5, 10 years and understand that you built this so that it can like take root
Yes.
in your life, because this is something you're going to leave. Wealth is
Key
something
word,
you leave.
root.
Yes.
Once it's rooted,
Yeah.
it's there. Like,
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to take a root from a tree out of the ground?
You can trust that.
Yeah.
And so that's what it goes back to credit. Like, it's about your trustworthiness. That comes back to your stewardship.
And asking for help. So there was a time where my credit was in the toilet. And Mom, when she was helping people work on houses, she had me run my credit, and we went over it line by line, line by line.
With me, yeah.
Yes, line by line, line by line. When I say he's my brother from another mother, his mother is my mother. And so awareness and finding someone that you trust is one of the most important steps. Asking for help and finding someone you can trust. A lot of us are so scared to open up who we are financially to someone else.
Oh, yeah. Especially dealing with credit. You know how many people be embarrassed? Like, as soon as, and I tell them, I'm like, look, do you know like 95% of the United States is in the same position as you?
Yeah.
Don't worry about
I
it.
tell people all the time, my credit score was in the 400s at one point.
People don't even want to look at their own credit report because
That ain't gonna make it go away.
Because they,
Right.
and that's
That's
you're
like
not going to be able to
wearing
fix
baggy
it unless you look at the problem. Unless you
Lord.
attend to the issue, nothing's going to get fixed, you know? But yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. All right. Our last area of wellness. Play, fun, leisure. This is what we do all this for, is to be able to enjoy life. But I also put it last because I feel like all of these steps help you get to be able to spend more time in fun, leisure, and play. And fun, leisure, and play is different than Sabbath rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I think enjoying the fruit of your labor is the fun aspect of it. There's a restorative part of the Sabbath, but there's an enjoyment part of this fun leisure. I would say it like this. What I tell my clients is the difference between you pursue, balance versus pursuits. There we go. You pursue your essentials and you balance your pursuits.
Okay.
And so people say it's key to balance everything in life. And I said, no. You don't balance your essentials with your pursuits. No. I'm not going to give my wife and my children the same amount of time I give my business for it to be balanced. That I give social and no. My essentials are the things that allow me to go after my pursuits. So they have to get priority. Right. So I prioritize my essentials and I balance my pursuits. Fun and leisure are actually in my essential category. They're not a pursuit.
Yes.
So I work from them. Pursuits revolve around the fun and leisure. Yes. That is a priority for me, along with with my Sabbath. Yeah. Anything that helps me to walk in my authenticity and my power is an essential. Anything I want to do with my authenticity and my power is a pursuit. Yes. And I think that's been is heaven calling me too. Just trying to
Jesus
get Am I wrong, Jesus? Am I wrong? Okay.
Partially, Jesus is tapping in because I don't use the word balance. I only ask, do you have harmony? Because it's not about having the balance. It's not about having balance. Because in certain seasons, you're going to have to focus on one thing more than the other. Something's going to take precedence over the other. If you're dealing with a health conscious or a health issue, or you're dealing with family having a health issue, sometimes you're going to have to reorient things to make sure you still have harmony. You still have that inner vibration.
Where can I get that?
Hey, you better go to GodHarmony.org.
Quick guide to living your best life.
Your bestest. Your bestest. Your bestest.
I like that. I like that because I talk about balance a lot. Because I tell, especially when it comes to fitness, people ask me as far as diet and stuff, and I say, just everything. You can have your cheat days. Just it's about balance, But you have a point.
Yeah.
It's about being in harmony.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah, it's the inner vibration.
A lot of those moments today, man.
Yeah.
I'm restructuring some things.
It's the power of the tongue.
111.
Dun, 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 dun.
Magic. We're in here making magic.
Yeah.
It's time to stir the pot.
Oh, I forgot about the pot.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought the good wooden spoon.
Okay.
We stirring it. We stirring it.
Wow, this is going to happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Stir the pot today.
I want some chili.
I haven't made chili in a long time.
I made some. Okay.
So today's Stir the Pot is going to be on Keke Palmer and her baby daddy / boyfriend. And the reason I bring this up is because his comment was about what he wants and doesn't want.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You want to read it?
This one?
Yeah.
All right. He says that we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case.
So what do we think?
Him getting mad at that? Who fucking cares? That's what I say. Who fucking cares?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's his relationship. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I've been seeing it around the internet, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, who?
Why are we
who
talking about this?
Yeah, why? That's the problem. That's why people broke and shit. They talking about people's relationships instead of talking about credit and talking about
bring it
We're
up.
talking about health. We talking about what someone's wearing while being serenaded by Usher. Like, let them deal with that shit. I don't give a fuck.
So this is why I bring it up. My brother posted,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
About,
Yes. So okay, I'll just say the quote.
go ahead.
True heartbreak is when what you desire desires you, but you're not prepared to give what you desire what it deserves. So it talks about when you met your dream come true, why would your dream come true want you?
Right? And so when we're talking about what we want to do, where we want to be, who we want to be in these relationships with other people, what are we bringing to the situation? What are we bringing?
What have you prepared yourself and aligned yourself to be attractive to the things that you're attracted to?
Have you?
Wait, say that one more time. You said, I'm like,
Yeah, have you? Brain explode.
Have you prepared and aligned yourself to be attractive to the things you're attracted to?
I tell people, not in those words. I tell people that all the time. You know, especially like women. When women are like, "Oh, I want this type of man and
Right.
this and that."
Why
and
would
I'm
he
just
want
like, you want a high value man, but have you high valued yourself to be able to be compatible with what you want?
and so that's
If you
why I
haven't
raised the
worked on
question.
yourself, and I tell people this all the time, work on yourself and get yourself to the level where you want to be at, and God is automatically going to bring what it is that you've been wanting into your life because you're ready for it now. Because if you don't get yourself ready, if that comes into your life, you're not going to be able to handle it. You're going to lose it anyway.
And the thing about that, the key to the next step is that you're never given something to keep it as is. You're given something to grow it. And a lot of people are focused on how to get things, but not how to grow things. And I think that you can get a date or an opportunity with the person you want, or with this job, you might get the interview, but if you were to get it, would you be able to grow it? And I think that a lot of times I've seen it before, I deal with relationships so much, this high value man or this high value woman get with someone who knew how to get them, but now their value shifted because they didn't know how to help them grow or keep them. And so now they digress because of who they partner with.
Yeah.
And in relationships, it's a sad situation to see that when you don't choose properly or with the future legacy in mind, you find yourself in a garden and you start eating things that don't allow you to be the man you once were.
That goes for men and women. They say the person you're with is either going to make you or break you. And it's true,
It is.
you know.
It is. And so we didn't even know this dude's name prior to this week, right? No one knew her baby daddy / boyfriend, but she went to go
Look,
see Usher with
he
her
got
cakes
he
out.
got upset because it's Usher. That's it. Because he had videos her twerking and
Oh, really?
yeah,
Usher did?
Huh?
Usher did?
No, her man. He was videoing her when she was pregnant. She was like twerking and shit. But now all of a sudden
I didn't know any
that
of
she
this.
has. Yeah, I've seen the video.
Well, that's what he's saying in the statement. He doesn't want, or men of a certain value don't want their woman shaking their cheeks or displaying their cheeks for other men.
Well, he did it though. He filmed it and put it on the internet
So there's
himself.
some
So it's like he
hypocrisy
just got
there.
to shut up.
I want to say this. This is something, because we're talking about relationships and theirs included, is relationships are not about ownership.
Man. Oh my God.
I mean, if we could just start there, and that's why I read the message the way I read it. My.
yes.
Like, there's a lot of ego there. I understand. I struggle, at certain times as well. But when you look at relationships from the understanding of ownership versus stewardship, it's going to trigger you emotionally in certain ways because you think this is mine to have. It needs to represent me. This relationship is much higher, it's much bigger than you. This is something that you've been given to steward. So that's just
relationships, like you said, take that ownership out. You guys are on a journey together to build each other, to help each other, to be each other's, confidants, whatever it may be. But you guys are growing and enjoying a journey together. No one owns anybody.
But you do have a great responsibility. And this is what I learned while talking to my mentor last week. He said, the beautiful thing about God is that when we struggle or we make a mistake, he draws us in closer. Yeah. And I think that the thing that we do with that we do best with our friends and our partners, our wives and husbands, is that when something goes wrong, draw them closer to you. Because whatever happened that caused them to act out of what you believe is their character, that's the moment where they probably need the most love and safety.
That's why I say love is the strongest force in the universe. Yeah. Because it's way easier to be low vibrational than it is to be high vibrational.
Yeah. Nick, let's hear from you.
Yikes, this is kind of tricky. So, to Lamor's point, I don't believe you own anybody, right? Everyone's who they are. You got to do what you want to do. It's your world, your life. You got to live it, right? I do think the brother skipped a step. The good book tells you to make sure you're equally yoked prior to having a relationship. So, if you end up in a bad relationship, don't go calling God. Right. Because he gave you the playbook. Right. You just didn't read it. So, an equally yoked does not mean we feel the same way about everything. No. Equally yoked just means we have an understanding of one another. Yeah. You understand what I want out of this, and
we're going in the same direction.
We even got to go in the same direction.
Well, to be yoked, you have to.
At least we understand the direction I want to go in, and you agree, and I agree with whatever direction you want to go in.
The agreement is, yeah.
Okay.
Right, because it may change, so it's the consciousness, right, going into it. But I feel my brother on this point. Now, before I got married, I read something to my wife out of the good book. It says, wives, submit yourself unto your husband. Meaning, it's not for me to berate you with all these rules and limitations. Right. That's not my job. My job is not to tell my wife, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's her job to clear it with me, to respect my feelings and emotions. That's her part of the job, right? So I think that's where they might have skipped a step. You know what I mean? But to Lamor's point, you can't put your wife out there like that and then want to pull it back. Right. Because she's being true to who she is. Yeah. So that's kind of a tricky situation. Yeah. But Corinthians 14.
He posted 2 pictures. He posted a video with her twerking, and he was like, oh, look what the baby is doing to my baby mama, making her like thick and shit. Okay. And then he had a picture he posted with her just covering her boobs down there naked with see-through leggings on.
Right.
Oh, okay. I don't know nothing about that. Okay,
when she was pregnant.
Right.
Okay.
And he tried to say it was a maternity shot, but it
I don't agree with those.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't agree with them maternity shots. Yeah. I'm cool with that.
So you say you don't agree with them?
Hell no.
Let me tell them about my background. Well, I used to do started my own photography business in 2008, and I tell you, I was the most trusted photographer in Texas. And when I tell the wives that came to me and the requests they had for pictures they wanted for their husbands, I was like, wow, I'm probably the only person beside her husband that's ever going to see these things. Lo and behold, it was on the internet. They had put them out there. And I'm like, this is intimate stuff. But, your house, your rules,
Listen, man, there's a playbook in the good book, okay, how to avoid all of this stuff. So if you just want to, take part and read a little bit, you can. But to all the women out there, the good book says if a wife have any questions in church, don't ask the pastor, ask your husband. It's saying that because it's more important that you and this other person have an understanding versus you just getting the understanding from the world. So if I had to give advice to these people, I would say y'all need to sit down and just make sure that you guys, she understands what you expect and you understand what she expects.
That's what I saw.
And then if it doesn't line up, you got to make that decision once you figure that part out.
That's what I saw. Because I'm like, if you guys are together, you either had to have known about this outfit or when you were made aware of the outfit, your recourse is to go to the internet. So
but why would he think something's wrong with, why would she think something's wrong with the outfit based on what Lamor is saying?
Right.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
No, she didn't think anything
That's
was
what I'm saying. Why would he think that she would think
the
something
simple
wrong with
fact, it stems from, it was Usher serenading. And the way Usher was looking at her, too, he felt threatened. He was like, oh, shit, Usher about to... You seen that Boondocks episode? Usher.
Yes. Oh,
You
it's
never
funny.
seen a Boondocks episode
Oh,
of
it's
Usher?
funny.
That shit is hilarious.
Yes.
You watched the Boondocks before?
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
Not
my
even
goodness
once. Am I missing
gracious.
something?
Oh,
Yes.
So it's this
You're
character.
missing so
missing
much.
something.
It's this
Yes,
guy.
I
He's
think it's on
married to
HBO,
this
or
woman.
it's on
She's
Max.
white. He's black and white. He's mixed, but he's like a Carlton
he's
kind of
hilarious.
character. He's a lawyer and all that stuff. And they was in a restaurant, and Usher comes into the restaurant, and his girl is just like
Don't leave your
crazy
girl
about
around
Usher. And so Usher comes over, and he's talking to his
He
girl.
slid over there in his little dance.
And
move.
yeah,
Yes,
he doing all
literally.
type of Usher shit, and his girl is like totally like this is wife, not his girl,
Yeah.
his wife. She's like he don't exist. She's all on Usher, and so
Yeah.
all she could talk about is Usher. And then she keeps saying like when he says something about it, she's like he's Usher, like don't worry about it. He's a celebrity, like he's out of my league. But then doesn't he invite her somewhere
Yes.
privately or
Don't
something
leave
like
your
that?
Girl around me.
You know, I have a real story like this. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
Lord.
send you.
I
the link.
remember shout out
If she smiles, she gone.
to my uncle,
Tom,
man.
Sarah, and Usher. Full episode is on YouTube.
My shout out to Fox, man.
Send
I
that to
remember
me.
him telling me, he was like, man, you know what's crazy? He's like, be careful dating in LA. And I'm like, why, what's up? He said, you know, LA is the only place where your girl could be in love with Tom Cruise, nigga, and you'll bump into him.
Right.
Facts.
Right? So I laughed at it. I was like, oh, whatever, right? So I'm dating this chick one time, and she's geek. She's like, oh my God, I got invited to a party. I'm so excited to go. I'm like, why the bitch so hyped about this motherfucking party? Who party is this? She didn't want to tell me. So we pull up. It's Shamar Moore's house.
Oh,
Shamar
yeah.
Moore.
There it is.
I actually know Shamar Moore. He got a rule. He kiss your broad when they get to the door. I don't know if he still does this.
Because I've been to his house before
So
too.
I don't know
My
if this,
homegirl.
he
is
might be
best
with somebody,
friends
so he might have changed.
Okay.
But when I was growing up, nigga, everyone in Hollywood know this is a rule, nigga. You bring your broad to his house, nigga. She getting kissed at the door.
In the mouth.
Nigga, wherever he want. This is just what it
hell
is.
no.
This is what he do.
Listen.
There's
So-
no ownership. Remember?
We ain't going.
Yeah,
no,
that's just
it's
it.
a respect though.
Hey,
It's a
bro,
respect.
I see it every
Facts.
time. Nigga, you open the door, you holding hands. He like, hey, what's going on, player? And then lean to your girl, hey, nigga, invite you in the house. It's crazy. And I remember her face, like when he opened the door, she was just so excited. She was like, oh, hi. And he looked at me, he's like, oh shit, what's up, my nigga? And her face just dropped. Like, oh, this nigga knows this nigga? What the But she didn't understand, like, all this hype you was talking about another, I don't see this nigga as Shamar Moore.
Right.
I see this man, any man on earth. I don't see him as whatever you calling him. Just another dude to me.
Yes.
So if you hyped about another man, you gotta
I
go be
don't
with
like
him.
it.
No, it's
True.
Right.
It's fine with me.
No, I
But
get
if
it.
I was just hyped about another woman, I'm gonna take my shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Holly Berry or not, I'm bump. This is LA. You can find her, nigga.
Yeah.
So if you think you got,
Yeah.
so that's how I tell women, like, if you really in love with this dude on TV, you live in California.
Yeah.
You can go get this dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can go find him. So
If you think you really want him.
yeah, I don't play the fantasy game. I don't play some woman around me being hyped over another nigga. Like,
Right.
hey, you got to go be with him, nigga.
I believe it.
Yeah, I can't be second, nigga.
Yeah.
Like
I
Lamor,
respect that.
I will not lose, Lamor. Remember
will
that.
not.
I'm gonna say that
lose.
every morning
Not
because I
even
do
to
a
Shamar
meditation
Moore.
I will not lose.
every
I
morning.
will
gonna
not
add it?
lose.
I'm gonna
nigga.
start saying that.
Think
I
of-
cannot
Hey,
lose.
Jay-Z said it and became a billionaire.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, and he's still not losing.
not
He hasn't lost yet.
So you got to think about it. Is it the fact that he's this good, or
He just
Is it
always
just
say
will?
it. Yeah,
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
is it just the will of a man?
I cannot lose.
I think about that. I used to do music, right? I used to be fascinated with rappers. I would see rap horrible. Horrible. Can't put two bars together. Horrible. But I realized that whatever they talked about would manifest itself. Violence, money,
Yep.
women, it didn't matter. Drugs, didn't matter.
Yep.
Whatever, no matter how good they were.
Yep.
Whatever they kept chanting and saying over and over, it would come to life.
Yep.
So I feel like maybe maybe it's not about your skill and how good you are. Maybe it's about your belief.
So I actually spoke this into existence
I remember.
because I did not want my own show unless these were my stipulations. I could walk in, sit down, talk, get up, and leave.
There it is.
I didn't want to do any producing. And then I took a step back and I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to host my own show. I want to be on someone's show. And that's exactly how I have been. Danny came to my yoga class. She loved my yoga class. We were talking about something. I said I was a life coach. She said she had just mentioned asking the question if she needed a therapist or a life coach on her show. And so she wanted me to be on the show. I said I would love to be on the show. I came to the show. People loved me. I loved being on the show. Me and Nick get along great. And I just love coming. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Same thing she said. I'm sorry, you put it up there. I'm sorry. So what do you think
Well
that
done.
is?
Well done.
Right.
Well done. Well done.
So what do you think that is?
I believe that opportunity dances with those who are on the dance floor, to your point. I think that you have to be ready. I think that you can have a vision, you can have a dream, you can have a goal. I don't think you can truly walk into it in the best way unless you're ready. And I saw myself preparing to be ready, moving things out of the way so I could be ready.
That's called faith. You know that?
It is.
Just
It
FYI.
is. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen.
Let's go back though. We just talked
Hebrews
about,
11:1.
just preparing yourself, right? I
Yes.
think that you could keep referring to the good book. The good book said that time and chance happens to us all.
Yes.
And so whether ready or not,
It's gonna come.
Yeah.
Here I come.
now it's in your best
You
interest.
can't hide. Shout out to Lauryn Hill.
Come
Boy.
on, man.
Boy,
Gonna find you.
that's such a real song.
Yeah, right.
Such.
And so
talk
I
about
think
it,
that is the cycle of the things that are coming into our lives, like they're intended to, and they have a designated place and a designated time they're going to appear in your life, and
Right.
it's your job to not wait until you see the signs, but understand that the call is on you.
bro. So crazy. So I prayed about this place. This is.
Come on.
this
Come
is
on,
crazy.
somebody. Come on.
We used to be next door, right? Shout out to my pops. I was just telling somebody about my pops the other day.
This is the longest he sat in the room on one of my shows.
I've watched my father manifest things. I don't like saying manifest.
I know,
don't
but you
believe
keep
in
saying
that.
it.
I don't, because that's just to connect with the people. But I've watched my dad speak things into existence,
Yes.
right? And I'm literally like, he got a nice house. He sat there and told me, I want a house. And I've watched the house come apart, right? I want a Tesla or whatever it is. I want to go on tour, whatever it is. I've witnessed these things my entire life. Myself, when I removed myself from the work world, I was like, you know what? If I have to work in this planet, I want to do something with my family, right? Build a business, a legacy or something. Shout out, my mom just opened a store in L.A., right?
Okay,
She's had
now,
me come
go
down
ahead,
and help
Moms.
her at her store. I work here with my pops, and to think I spoke all these things
Yes.
out loud
Yes.
into existence. My mom's about to open up another. It's a tea store. It's called Reason Seasons Lifetimes, a health
it.
brand, right? We're about to open up a second. We just opened this store this month. We're about to
Wow.
open up another store in Atlanta,
Wow.
right? Family business thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
But to your point, I had to understand that me praying for these things, I have to start preparing myself immediately.
Yes.
Because they're
Yes.
going to happen.
Yes.
They're going to come.
That's that belief.
The only thing that's not guaranteed is whether or not you're prepared to
Yes.
take the reins of whatever's happening,
Yes.
So to everybody out there, we're all going to get what we want
Yeah.
and what we ask for.
Yeah.
It's going to come.
That's why they used to tell us when we were young, be careful what you ask for because you're going to get it.
It's going to come.
You just might get it. That's what they used to say.
Hey,
right?
you know what? That shit true.
It's going to come.
It
Cause
is
look, let me
true.
tell you a funny ass story.
Come on.
So I just broke up
Uh-oh.
with this girl a long time ago.
I just broke up with this girl a long time ago.
A long
I
time
mean, I was
ago.
going to let that go.
I wasn't.
But
I had just broke up with this girl.
a long time ago. We got it.
It's still fresh.
get what
It's
I'm
fresh
saying.
in my heart.
Yeah.
It was at Shamar Moore. It was at
Story.
Shamar Moore house.
No.
In the story.
I had just broke up.
In the story.
Okay.
So afterwards, this is what I said to myself. So crazy. I don't even know why I said this. It was so funny. So I was like, you know what? I just want me a chick with a fat ass booty, some tattoos, and her own money. That's what I said.
Not you,
So
not you,
look,
mama.
no.
It wasn't me.
Look, with
It's
some
not
tat-
me.
look,
He's
look.
not talking about me.
Look,
guys.
so I
No,
was
I was
working.
like,
I was working for
I hear, but
Verizon
that's not-
at the time.
I'm not his
So I'm
girl.
with a client, right? Talking to a client, and this girl walks by my store.
Fat ass.
Just crazy, tatted up.
Tatted up.
I'm like, oh shit. I stopped talking to my client. Like, hey, give me a second. I go outside. Like, that's how much I want to talk to this chick. I go outside, talk to her, chop it up with her. Boom, hit it off. Hang out. End up being the mother of my first child. Look,
Wow.
but it goes back to be careful what you wish for.
Uh-oh.
Because
Uh-oh.
everything that came along with it,
Nick already unmuted himself. He ready. He's so ready right now.
let's just say it was a very stressful time of my life, And we're separated, obviously.
Like BBD?
Huh?
What they say?
Poisoning.
Poison.
Never trust a
Poison.
big button
Oh.
to smile.
Never
at.
trust.
I mean,
Not
we
your
all good. We
favorite
cool
karaoke
now, but in that time, man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I got what I wanted,
Yes.
but I got a whole bunch of
that
other
came
shit
with
that I
it.
didn't want with it. Yeah.
Little
So
monkey's
that's
paw.
yeah. So that's another thing when you are asking the God, you know, the universe, whatever you want to call it, for what it is that you want, you have to be specific in what it is that you're telling the universe, because the universe has a sense of humor, a very good sense of humor too. Be like, oh, you want that? I'm gonna give it to you,
Right.
but let me show you what else is gonna come with that.
Right.
You know, especially when you ask for things like out of like, I guess, vanity or like, you know, material type stuff. You know,
That's a big part of it.
yeah.
You remind me of, I just thought about the statement again, I will not lose. I remember when Love Jones came out. No, it was like Love and Basketball,
Okay.
right? Every dude was on it, right?
Yeah.
Sanaa was cold-blooded.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
This is the first time I remember praying about something like this, right? I remember I went home and said, man, God, I'm in high school. Like, God, if you could just send me a girl, play basketball. Nigga, I listed everything, right? When I tell you I got exactly what I asked for, exactly. Down to like, he didn't miss a drop. Just the lesson in it, right? This is why I say I can't lose. I thank God I went through that. Worst person I ever dated, by far.
Jeez.
But
By far, beat me at every game. Every game.
love the
She
lesson.
dunked on me.
by far, bro. Oh my gosh. But this is the lesson in it, right? This is why I can't lose. If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't know what to ask for when it came to my wife.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because I'd have still been hung up on that shit and
Yes.
not specifying the things in between that. We all ask for the ass and
Yes.
all the superficial things.
Yes.
We don't take consideration. Did she grow up with a good family?
Yes.
Does she have somebody that care about her?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Does she have her sanity?
Right. Her
Right?
sanity.
Does she get along with her mother?
Yes.
Does she get along with her father?
Right.
Is she rude?
Right.
You ever be with a woman that you really like and you see how she talks to other people?
Oh my God.
You sitting there like, yo, why are you yelling at the Ross lady like that? Nigga, like, what's
Yes.
going on?
It goes
So,
both ways.
Like, until you, so that's what I'm saying. You can't lose, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's all a lesson to prepare you for whatever is down the line. Like my brother said, unfortunately, we can't see it, but that's the beauty. In it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty in the faith, is who has the faith to say, this is what's going to happen. Whether it happens or not, I'm going to prepare for it because I
Yes.
believe it's going to happen.
That's the separation.
Yes.
You know what? Exactly. That's the separation. That's the gap right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, any last words, and tell people where to find you.
Last words is my life quote. You'll never know what's within until you have to live without.
I say that to everybody all
Damn.
the time.
Yeah, I learned
Well,
that. I learned that during one of the toughest periods of my life. So just keep that in mind. You'll never know what's within until you have to live without. So whatever is taken from you, understand that there's something there that is to be revealed about what's in you. DonovanDDonnell.com. You can connect with me on all my social media platforms. Get my book. Sign up for coaching. Book me for your speaking engagements. DonovanDDonnell.com. Get connected to my YouTube page. It's all there. Real convenient website, mobile site, both of them.
Into that. Any last words, and tell the people where to find you.
Last words is, hey, everyone, just say to themselves every morning, I cannot
There it
lose.
is.
I cannot.
Yeah.
That's
lose.
it.
I say I will not lose.
Yeah.
I will. Because you will.
I will not lose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I will not lose.
I will win.
I will not lose. Now, is it better to say I will not lose or I will win?
I will win.
Or we the best.
We the best.
How it worked out for
Yeah.
we don't even know what he does.
Yeah.
How it worked out for DJ Khaled.
Yes.
So we don't even know
What he does. No one knows
Another
what-
one.
Powers in the speech,
And another
bro.
one.
Yeah.
Listen, that's why all that. See, you got to work. Nigga, all right.
Right.
I see motherfuckers who out here just speaking stuff into
Right.
existence. All right, so I'm just telling y'all,
There you go.
just do like DJ Khaled and Jay-Z, man. Look in the mirror and say, "I'm the best."
Yes.
I'm the
And see what
best.
happens.
I will not lose. I'm
what
the
happens.
best. I'm about to say it. You didn't woken up a beast,
on,
man.
Lamor.
Come on, somebody.
You can find me on Instagram, Lamor the Great. TikTok, Lamor Compton. I think I'm gonna change it. It's Lamor Compton official because I have so many
You
fake
need a link
pages.
tree.
Huh?
You need
I
a
do.
link
I
tree.
do. I do. It's
Okay,
on my
make-
Instagram. My link tree is on my Instagram.
Make the link
Lamor.
tree real easy.
Yeah, the link tree is easy. If you want to find me on Instagram, Lamor the Great. My link tree is on there.
Yes.
Get
'Cause
my
he be
book.
doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Is it-
yeah.
your
I
name
do a
is-
lot.
You spelling it L-E what?
Lamor.
Oh,
Lamor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Check out my book, Train Like a Lion, How to Train Like a Beast and Eat Like a God. It's on Amazon. I got a credit book called Hidden Secrets, What the Credit Bureaus Don't Want You to Know, also on Amazon. But all that's on my Instagram. You go to my link tree, go to my Instagram, the one-stop shop, you know, check me out.
Yes. Let me give some shout outs to the sponsors. Danny, of course, who brought me on, put me on to the Rollout Digital. Her IG is Let Danny Tell It. Rollout Digital, you can also find on IG and YouTube and Patreon. My 213 hiking group at 213 hikers, and my bestie squad. And my famous last words, remember, it's your life. Make yourself proud. And does your life got harmony? If not, hit me up. You can find me.
Bars.
You hear that?
Bars.
You can find me.
Ooh.
Don't put the HTTP. Just type in gotharmony.org. That's all. Everything is there. Gotharmony.org.
Good Lord. All right.
I do this thing. You know, we said we were going to do all of these things.
Yep.
We said we were going to do all of these things.
Look
in
at us
your
now.
lowest point.
You was there.
I was
You
there.
was there.
Making chili.
Hey,
We
you
were
know
living
what?
off chili and peanut butter.
You know what? That brings me to, before we leave,
Yes.
this is another important thing. Have people of your same vibration or where
Yes.
you want to be in your circle.
Yes. Yeah. 'Cause
Who
if not,
you're
other
around
people will
is
drain
very
you.
important.
it
Who
is.
you give your time to on a daily basis is very important. So make sure you have great people in your circle who have great aspirations, great dreams, great energy, great everything. And you can't fail. You will not lose.
You will not lose. All I do is win.
That's good.
All
what
I
I
do
say.
is win.
That's all I say is all I do is
No
win.
matter what.
No matter one of my besties would tell me all the time, just remember, no matter what, you win. No matter what, you win.
Amen.
So I know no matter what. So when Nick started to make his plans, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Shout out to DJ Khaled.
Come on.
Amen.
All the greats.
All I do is win.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you soon. Stay tuned to Speedy and Friends. They're coming
Freaky
up on
Friday.
the Freaky Friday.
Yeah, where the freaks at? Ain't no freaks.
Nah, they coming.
Oh,
We had like 2 porn stars come.
they always got,
Friday.
they
Oh,
got,
for real?
always got some.
They're
porn
real cool
stars
too. Not
through
too
here.
edgy. So it's
Oh, okay,
It's a
cool.
good conversation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Go be blessed. I'm like, that's my line. Go in peace and not pieces.
Peace. Come
I
on,
like
man.
that. Remember, I will not lose.
I will not
I will not
All I
lose.
do is